Yes, people, welcome back to another video on Thai Sports, where today we're talking about a team in red. And no, it's not Manchester United, it is Sunderland Football Club, because what a remarkable start they are having to the Premier League campaign. Nobody would have written this. Nobody would have said after 9 games, Sunderland are in the top 4, winning 5, drawing 2, losing 2. Nobody. It's remarkable the start they've had to the season so far, winning 3 out of their last 5 games. The win on the weekend against Chelsea. Now, look, as a football fan, if anyone has seen the celebration of the fans of Sunderland at Stamford Bridge on that away end on Saturday, brilliant. That is what football is about. People are there with their kids. People are there with adults, maybe in their 40s, 50s, have not had the opportunity to go and watch their team in the Premier League, an away game. There's so many people that have been there through the dark times of getting relegated back up into promotion, seeing Kevin Phillips, Noel Quinn back in the day, and then going to Stamford Bridge and winning on Saturday. Great memories for your football club. And I hope you all enjoyed it, because that was a proper Premier League nostalgic performance away from home. Sunderland showed everything that they are capable of staying in this Premier League. And it's not just their home form. A lot of people have said, including me, their home form will be the one that gets them out of trouble. But if they could perform like they did away at Stamford Bridge on the weekend, they'll be absolutely fine, because they showed resilience. They showed grit. They were great in transition. They used the strength of their players. Brian Bobby, Isidore holding it up, link-up play, allowing Talby and other players, Enzo Lafite, to get forward. They were well-drilled, well-organised, and they've got someone steering the ship in the middle of the park that I'm going to talk about first, and that is Granit Xhaka, because the 33-year-old Switzerland international has been a revelation for that football club. What a signing from Bayer Leverkusen, because when they were first going for him, I was thinking, is he really going to come back to the Premier League and play, no disrespect, at a team like Sunderland? But I think he believed in the project. He could see the signings that they've made over the summer. He could see the manager and his ambition and the belief in the owner as well, a young owner. And look at him now. Look at him thriving back in the Premier League at 33 years of age. And do you know what? I probably have to say it now myself, that I think Xhaka has always been a good player. But I think I probably undervalued him and how good he actually is. Because when you've seen him for that Switzerland team, he's been carrying them for the last 4 or 5 major tournaments now. He came to Arsenal, captained Arsenal at times as well. Went to Bayer Leverkusen, of course. Now come back to the Premier League at 33 in a league that's very physical, very demanding. You have to be very mobile in the middle of the park. And he is playing like he's 25. And it's great to see, because I love when players can come back to the Premier League and prove a point. But not only that, go to a team that people don't expect to see doing well, and it's a challenge. Jordan Henderson going to Brentford, new manager Keith Andrews. It's a challenge. People have their doubts about Jordan Henderson, including me, but he's doing very well in that Brentford atmosphere. Xhaka coming back to the Premier League, doing the same thing at Sunderland. And these experienced players, these guys that have been there, done it, got the mentality, they're so brilliant to have around the football club. Because what they do, they show with their leadership, they show with their experiences, they show with their performances. They can talk to the young players, they can put an arm around the shoulder. They've done it all through the hard times and the good times. And right now, I think it's so important what Brentford and Sunderland have done, because they've gone and got an experienced player in the middle of the park. Not a left back, not a right back, not just a striker. Someone that's going to be there, both defensively, offensively, in the middle, the heartbeat, the driving force. Xhaka and Henderson right there in the middle of that pitch. And Xhaka so far this season has been exemplary. Looking at his stats, obviously he's played 9 matches for Sunderland so far. He's got 3 assists, no goals yet, but that goal is coming, because we always know he can strike the ball from outside the box. But what impressed me as well was, against Chelsea, 11 accurate forward passes, made 5 penalty passes into the penalty area, always looking to sort of breach the back line through the breaking line passes, trying to get them in transition, sitting in front of that back forward, doing his defensive job. Because that's what it's about. Look, we're not going to go to, but Sunderland are not going to go to Chelsea and dominate the ball and, be the team on the front foot. Of course, you expect Chelsea to be that. They've got the more attacking players. They're the team that's striving to be in a title race, and they're at home, a tricky place to go. But, Xhaka was even in good form. When it comes to his ground duels, which I think is the most important part, when you're playing away from home, you've got to grind it out. You've got to tough out some moments. 80% of his ground duels he won. And, he's in there against Enzo. He's in there against Caicedo. There's Yao Pedro. it's not the lightest weight of midfield. You know, Caicedo and Enzo can definitely get stuck in. And I think for Xhaka to win 80% of his duels, that just literally shows the heartbeat of Sunderland. And like, look, guys, we're not going to have a lot of the ball today, but what I'm going to show you in passion and battling for the 50-50s, the second balls, that's what you guys are going to do around me as well. And he set the tone. And that was a great, great performance from Sunderland, because when I looked at the highlights as well, I've got to be real. Yeah, Chelsea were the team, you know, at home and probably more on the front foot, but how many clear-cut chances did they really have? You know, Mukiele, Ronaldo, you know, Ballard coming back into the team because Alderete was injured. They defended so solidly. They didn't give Chelsea hardly any sniffs of big moments, big chances. And that's all you can do. Try and limit teams to shooting outside the box and half chances. Sunderland defended great. And so far this season, they've been defending great. This is not just one game. They are so drilled. They're so in tune with what the manager wants. And that performance away at Chelsea epitomizes that. They went to a back five and adapted it a bit. They got Gertruda as well, who come in from Leipzig, who was a good player in the Netherlands as well the season before that. So they're buying some great players. And I think Xhaka's the heartbeat of it. But then you look around it, you got Siddiqui in midfield, legs, athleticism. You got Mukiele, he's come in. Like I said to you, Ronaldo, Gertruda, you know, Enzo Laffi now signed on a permanent. You know, Talby's come in from Club Brugge, I believe it was. And that, what a great finish that was. What a great moment for him. Because obviously, I think when you come in as a young player with potential, you want to get that first goal and kind of, you know, get it off your back and you can just settle in and play your game. But what a finish. Brian Bobby, again, coming on with the hold-up play, holding off tossing for a good 5-10 seconds, allowing support to come, laying it off. A lot of the new signings are getting involved, which is good to see, because you know what happens with teams as well. You can sometimes overbuy and overspend. And then it kills the harmony of the team because there's too many players coming in and taking over what got them promoted. But he seems to have molded it well, because they've signed a lot of players, Sunderland. They've spent a lot of money, but it's not taking away the harmony of the team. It's not defragmented the balance, the instructions, the formation, the way they want to play. It's still all there. It's still all there. And Sunderland fans must be buzzing right now, because you've got a captain that is going to lead that team from start to finish. Is robust in Granit Xhaka, and what a player, leader of the pack, I'll call him. But then you've got the players around that are chipping in with their quality. You still got some of the players like the Daniel Ballards that have come up with that team and are still breathing that passion. Do you know what I mean? Even though you've got like players on the bench, you know, that are not really playing as much now, they're still part of that harmony at the moment. They're not causing unrest. You're not seeing them kick up a fuss. They understand that the Premier League is a high quality league and you need quality players to survive. And at the moment, Burnley, Sunderland, and these, the teams that have been promoted, are doing that. But I just have to give Sunderland my plaudits, because I think they've been very solid this season. And whenever you go to that game at the stadium, and like whatever team you are, it's going to be tricky. It's not going to be easy. We've seen them beat West Ham already. They've beaten Aston Villa, I believe, or drawn with them. But they've had some good results at home. Beating Brentford, you know. There was a game they won last week, beating Wolves. So when you look at their home form, they're doing very well. And if you can win your home games, or at least be competitive around the, you know, the teams that are from 8th to 20th in the league, you're going to be absolutely fine. But away results like this and giving your fans a historic day like that at Stamford Bridge, credit to you lot, because they deserved it. Chelsea was simply not good enough. And I have my doubts about Chelsea. But Chelsea was simply not good enough. But if Chelsea want to be where they want to be, they should be winning them games. But let's not take anything away from Sunderland. Their fans are enjoying a great ride so far this season. The players are all in tune. You've got a great leader on the pitch in Xhaka. And then you've got the different profiles, Isidore, Bobby, you know, Enzo Laffi, Talby, Mukiele, Gertruda, these players that have come in and they're really adding something. So, guys, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. If you've enjoyed it, let me know. I like making content on teams outside the top 6, should you say, on paper. But Sunderland are flying in the top 4 at the moment as we finish game week 9. Remarkable start to the season. 17 points already out of a possible 27. The dream is dreaming for Sunderland. Guys, like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.